When I was a child, I used to delight in answering the phone in my parents' house. They taught me properly, and so I'd always answer it correctly, starting with repeating the phone number that the person on the other end had just dialed. So I'd say 648-168, how can I help you? These days things have changed. Maybe I'm just not as polite as I was when I was 10. Maybe I'm just more suspicious about who might be calling me and what they might want. Hello, I usually say, often followed by, who is this? I wouldn't dream now of stating my phone number or giving out any other information to someone on the other end of a phone. I'm even reluctant to admit to being me. They say, is that Mr. Mercer? And I say, why are you calling me? Who is this? Who is this might be one of the most important questions that was ever asked about Jesus. And it was asked of him when he was definitely doing something questionable, something strange that didn't happen very often. Let me read to you from Matthew 21. The disciples went and did as Jesus had instructed them. They brought the donkey and the colt, and they placed their cloaks on them for Jesus to sit on. A very large crowd spread their cloaks on the road, while others cut branches from the trees and spread them on the road. The crowds that went ahead of him and those that followed shouted, Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven! When Jesus entered Jerusalem, the whole city was stirred and asked, who is this? Riding into Jerusalem on a donkey whilst people lay their cloaks and palm branches in front of you was definitely not something that happened every day. It was definitely questionable. Jesus came in this way, fulfilling the prophecy of Zechariah. The people were praising God for him. He was obviously a big deal. And so those who didn't know who he was asked, who is this? Who is this coming to claim to be our king? Most people in this nation, in countries like this where the Christian faith has been part of the fabric of society for many years, they think they know who Jesus is. They think they know what Jesus is all about, what his church is all about. But that cannot possibly be true. If everyone in our nation really knew who Jesus was and what he was about, an awful lot more of them would belong to him than already do. I wonder how we might need to live, how we might need to respond to the questions of our friends and family and neighbours to get them to ask that question. Who is this? This doesn't sound like any Jesus I've heard of before. Who is this Jesus you follow? How can you express your relationship with Jesus in words and in actions in such a way that others are desperate to know more about him?